Hello, and welcome to this quick walkthrough on recording PowerPoint. And I've done this recording on how to record in PowerPoint in PowerPoint. And if you think that seems recursive and meta, well, you haven't seen anything yet. So this is basically what you'll do is you'll just, take an ordinary PowerPoint that you've got. And of course, you'll need to be operating with the current software, the Office 365 version of PowerPoint. I don't know that this will work quite the same way with older versions, although this was a feature in the older versions. It was actually not as good. They've overhauled it recently. It sounds much better, and I think the process is much easier as well. And so basically what you'll do is you'll go into ordinary PowerPoint, as you'll see that I have here. And you'll want to look under the slideshow tab here, and I'll just circle that. So this is one of the things you can do on a PowerPoint recording in PowerPoint is you can use this pen. You can also use a highlighter if you wanted to sort of highlight in yellow that you're sort of recording in PowerPoint, right? If you don't really trust your sort of mouse finger or don't want to leave anything permanent, one thing you can do is if you right click on the screen and go to pointer options and select laser pointer, it'll give you this nice little laser pointer that you can use to gesture at things without marking anything up. But I really like the pen, and it's useful for this. So if you click on, if you go up to the slideshow tab, and then if you hit this record slideshow button, you end up with a screen that looks like this one, right? And so again, you see a little bit of recursion in here, and so this is where you select your pen, right? That's where you can do that. You can select the color of your pen here. You can see there's a little bit of a video sort of preview here, and you can also turn your sound on or off. You can turn your camera on or off. You don't actually have to have a video thumbnail. And if you want to minimize your video thumbnail while you're recording, you can hit that thing, and you could sort of send that down or bring it back up. These buttons, of course, will advance the slide. I wouldn't recommend talking while advancing the slide because there's a little skip in the audio. Essentially what it does here is it records a bunch of little things. You can put your notes in here and make them visible while you're recording. You can do any of those sort of things. But whenever you're ready, you just hit the record button. It's actually going to give you a little 3, 2, 1 countdown, and then it'll just start recording. And if you are unsatisfied with a recording, you can go to this button up here, this clear button, and you can clear the narration and the timing on either your current slide or on the whole burrito, and just go ahead and do it all over again if you like. And of course, if you need to change audio or visual settings, those are all in there. Once you're done recording your video, the next step is to then actually turn it into a video instead of just a PowerPoint with recording. Somebody else could view your PowerPoint with recording, but it's not as good. It's much more tech savvy just to make the video out of it, because then nobody has to worry about going in and viewing the right narration, etc. So basically, you'll go into the File menu. And then this is where you would go to like save it or something like that, or print it. And what we're going to be looking for is this export thing over here. And so once you hit that, that will give you the menu that we're going to see next. And it gives you one option, which is the one that's highlighted here, to create a video. And of course, there's a drop-down menu where you can select many different types of qualities of video. Again, my preference has always been the 720p here, this regular HD. I feel like it gives good video and sound quality, but not so much that it's going to overwhelm anything. The file sizes are not unmanageable, and I think more than that's potential overkill in any case, because it'll get somewhat downgraded when you put it into YouTube, unless you've got one of those like really premium accounts or something like that. But when you're all done selecting your stuff, you just hit this big button, says create video, and then give PowerPoint a few minutes to chew on it. It'll usually take, depending on how long the video is, as long as 5 minutes, 10 minutes, again, depending also on your system itself. Once you've saved the video, you can do any number of things with it, but they're usually too big to post directly to Blackboard, and so you're going to have to find somewhere to host them. And YouTube is really my certainly favorite place for that, and I think it's very easy to do. And so if you go to your YouTube homepage and if you've signed up for an account, these are free, it doesn't take long. Then you'll have this little tooltip up here, this little camera plus thingy, and if you click on that and say create or upload video, then that will bring you to another menu. As an aside, if you sort of this is what my YouTube homepage looks like on any given day, or really today. So you can be amused by that if you like. But once you click on that thing, you're going to get a thing that looks like this, and you can either select the file by browsing through your computer just like you would, or you can open it up in another window and just drag and drop in here, and then it will it'll start uploading the video, and we'll start to give you some options that we'll see on the next slide. And so once you've dropped in that video, you'll have the name of that video, which is going to be something you'll just sort of title in there. Oftentimes it'll be just the saved title of the file by default, but you can do something else. You can input a description about that video. There's all sorts of things there. You'll see it'll generate a link for you even while it's not quite uploaded. In fact, this video that you're watching right now is only 56% uploaded to YouTube. Once you hit the next button, it'll say you can't do that until you answer this question of whether something is made for kids or not. In general, since we're dealing with college students, you can say no, it's not made for kids. If it is made for kids, then there's some other sorts of requirements and things like that. Just say no, it's not made for kids, because it's not specifically targeting minors, although it's perfectly acceptable for them. And so once you've selected that, you can hit next. And then it will give you a menu about video elements. You can add end screens, cards, etc. You don't really have to worry about this. You can just hit next again. And then this is another decision you'll want to make. You want to see, is this the sort of thing you want anybody to just be able to see? If that's not a problem for you, fine. You could also have it as unlisted, that is, that you can only see it if you have the link, which either of those two things I would say would be probably fine. I just generally hit public because I don't really care. And then of course you can just hit publish. And again, you can do that even before it's done uploading. It'll just finish uploading and then publish after that point. And once you get it uploaded and everything, you can go to this YouTube Studio view, which will give you a list of all of the videos that you have made and uploaded to YouTube, including this one here that you're watching right now. If you can figure out how I'm actually recording a video about a video that's already uploaded, then you can. You probably don't need this video, but just a little more recursion for you if you wanted to be amused by that. And if you click on your video, it'll pull up, and it shows you the link. It shows you the file name. It shows you the available video qualities there. It shows you its available visibility, and you can do all sorts of fun things with this one. But most of the menu stuff is down. If you scroll a bit below, you can pick which thumbnail goes with the video. It'll give you a few suggestions, or you can even upload your own. That's always fun. And this is, of course, I've selected the most recursive one, where you can see the video inside the video. But of course, you can also see the video. We'll just sort of stack recursion on top of recursion there. And you can change other types of settings. You can do things like add cards, end screens, that sort of thing. You can also see how many people are watching the videos, when they're watching them, how much of the video. You can do things like talk about the comments sections, whether enable, disable, whatever. You can even use subtitles and auto-generate those. YouTube's automatically generated subtitles are really not too bad, as long as you don't have too much specialized vocabulary, and as long as you don't speak too quickly like I tend to. And yeah, you can just, you can add tags, right? This helps people if they're searching for your videos. But again, if you're planning on sharing the link, you don't really have to worry about that. And finally, I just wanted to leave off by talking a little bit about recursion, which we've noticed a number of times, and share a little bit of nerd humor with you. Recursion is defined as essentially a thing defined in terms of itself. That's that's the standard definition. And if you type recursion into a Google search, notice I've spelled it correctly. It says, "Did you mean recursion?" And then if you actually click on that, what it does is it generates a new search about recursion based on the word recursion, and so it defines a new search in terms of itself. Just a little bit of nerd humor for you, in case you didn't have enough recursion in this particular video about how to record on PowerPoint in PowerPoint and how to upload to YouTube in YouTube. And if you want more instructions about how to use YouTube, etc., and some of their features, I'm sure that there are videos in YouTube that explain how to do that stuff in YouTube. So again, recursion on top of recursion, and I hope you have a nice day.